guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the INDYCAR series on Project Cars 2. This is the final round, round 7, last race of the season, race 2 here at Laguna Seca for the INDYCAR series. It is Bidzster on pole position from Stevie in second, Johnny McMullen in third, Neil Farmack in fourth, Blakeney's fifth, Gummy Bear's sixth, Will seventh, eighth is Keith and Growley is ninth on the grid. So let's get on with the racing then as we get ready for the lights to go out here at Laguna Seca. Waiting for the lights to go out. Here we go, we're racing. And down towards the first corner, looks very congested in the middle. As we got, Will Blakeney and Gummy Bear goes off. Oh wow, all got really congested there for a minute. But we're all okay, we're all okay. As Gummy Bear recovers from the back. So it is Stevie in the lead then from Bidzster, Johnny McMullen, Neil, and then Blakeney, Keith, Growley, Will, and then Gummy Bear right at the back, recovering there in the high-vis Chevrolets. Bidzster and Johnny go off the road there a little bit as Bidzster tangles up his words, but Neil Farmack in fourth, being caught by Blakeney slightly there, so Blakeney trying to go on the move there. And up the hill we go to the corkscrew. Blakeney's still in fifth place. He catches up to Neil a bit there, but then runs a bit wide himself. So close enough as Keith runs a bit wide there in the background as well. So quite a dramatic opening lap so far. As Bidzster then tries to stick with Stevie in the lead, and he's got Johnny McMullen pressing him down from behind. So Johnny McMullen couldn't make the first race. He's in for the second one. Let's see what he can do in the Pertec Team Murray car as he knocks a cone flying there. So a possible track limits call there as Johnny goes wide, very wide under brakes, but luckily just gets the car stopped. And we've got Neil Farmack in fourth place there. So Neil Farmack in fourth, got Keith and Gummy Bears up to seventh. Will's gone off somewhere. Will's gone backwards a little bit, so Will's had an off. But Growley's right behind Gummy Bear now, and he's trying to stick with him, so it looks like Growley might have a little bit more pace in this one compared to the first race, which is good to see for him. Gummy Bear's off the track. He's not got pace in this one. He's going backwards. He's doing what Growley were doing in race 1. So Gummy Bear keeps to one side. He lets Will go because he knows he's got some kind of issue, but there he goes, back down into 9th place. Is Stevie then. Bidzster and Johnny side by side down the corkscrew, down to the bottom. Close stuff here. As Bidzster then, with Johnny up the inside, having a little look. Bidzster doesn't allow it. So this is going to be a good race between these two. I can sense it. Here we go. Into the last corner we go. Onto the power, onto the straight. Bidzster gets a good run onto the straight. Johnny trying to keep with him. He'll be in the draft, ready for the first corner. He might even be trying one of the push to passes a little bit earlier if he can. Down to the first corner we go. Bidzster doesn't bother to defend. Johnny has a little look up the inside. He's got a gap. Bidzster gives him space. Bidzster's got the inside for the next corner though. Johnny goes to try and go for the inside again. Bidzster sees it coming. Keeps to the inside. Slide on the way out the corner. Brilliant racing here as Bidzster goes a little bit wide there, but where's Johnny? He's off into the wall. 360 for Johnny McMullen and back down to 4th place, maybe even 5th as Blakeney goes up the inside. So Johnny then back down to 5th place. Should have probably just caught the outside curve and just went wheel span a bit too much as he gets up the inside of Blakeney again. So Blakeney gets demoted to 5th and Johnny gets back up to 4th. So definitely on the fight back now, so must have annoyed himself with that mistake. So down into the corkscrew we go. Meanwhile, near the back we've got Will up to 8th place, obviously in front of Gummy Bear. So Gummy Bear trying to stick to the back of these boys, but just trying to make a few corners that are error-free because Gummy Bear's been making a few mistakes. Meanwhile, Stevie out front's got a 3-second lead. 3-second lead for Stevie out front, so good to see the pace for Stevie there. Now, this is a big battle here because Stevie and Neil have gone into this last race on more or less equal points. So Bidzster will probably try it. Well, Bidzster's already got the championship wrapped up, so we'll have to see if Bidzster helps his teammate out. But also, at the minute, Stevie's looking good with a 3-second lead over Bidzster and 6 seconds over Neil in 3rd. So definitely the gap starting to increase a little bit. If we look further down, we've got Growley with only 1.4 behind, so he's trying to catch up to Keith as well. There's Johnny McMullen, there he is, Johnny there in 4th place. Up the hill we go as car looks like it slows for a minute there. I think it did actually, so the car slows down a little bit and gets back on the power, so weird one there, but still carries on. As we look further back, we've got Will there in 8th place. He's still, Gummy Bear's got even further behind, 7 seconds behind Will now. So Gummy Bear making a few mistakes there, so unlucky for him, as Will in 8th place then goes through the last corner. He's trying to catch Growly up here, so Will and Growly with a possible battle in the next few laps. Oh, Johnny's off the road! Where's Johnny's off the road? Blakeney's gone through, so... Oh, he's hugging the wall, Johnny, so I think he's disconnected, because his car's going very fast in the wall. I think Johnny's about to disconnect here, guys, so unlucky for Johnny. He's off the track, or some kind of controller problem or something, but definitely losing places. Still in the wall there, so don't know what's happened, but Gummy Bear goes through. Johnny there, let's have a look on the onboard camera. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he is completely lagging, so he is disconnected from the race, I think. So Johnny disconnects from the race. Very unlucky for Johnny there, looking for maybe a top 5, but there, Johnny disconnects in 9th place, so unlucky for him. There he goes, disconnected. But meanwhile, near the front, Bidzster is only 1.5 seconds now behind Stevie. So, Bidzster closing in on Stevie. So, will we get another classic Bidzster-Stevie battle here? Because they've been having some good battles so far this season. Let me take your mind back to the Indianapolis race. They had a very, very good fight for at least half of that race. So, it was very entertaining to watch. So, let's see if they can repeat that here as Bidzster closes on Stevie. As we know from the first race, if you watch the first race, then you'll know that the primary tyres are a very good tyre around here because of how warm the track is. So the primary tyre is actually a very good tyre to be on. The alternates get warm very quickly and they go off very quickly as well. As Will closes up to the back of Growly then, so Growly not alone here. Will closes up to him in the Dale Coyne Racing Honda, so Growly independent there. He's racing in his own colours there, the Lucas Oil colours. Down to the next corner we go. Will takes a wider line into the corner, but gets a good run out. Bidzster's only 1 second behind Stevie now, 1 to 1.2 seconds behind, so definitely catching Stevie in front of him. Into the last corner. Out of it, Stevie then gets on the gas, so does Bidzster. Neil Farmack 7.6 behind now, so Neil Farmack just going backwards here, so I wonder if Bidzster can get in front of Stevie. I wonder if he's going to see if he can help his teammate out, but he's got to try and do it in a way that's not going to affect Stevie's race too much, because otherwise that'll be known as intentional blocking. But Bidzster knows what he's doing by now. He's the leader of the group, and he knows what he's doing. He's been racing for a while, so and Stevie knows what he's doing as well, because obviously he's out in front of him at the minute. So Stevie doing a good job here as well, as Will is still trying to get past Growly. 6/10 of a second actually between them, and Gummy Bear's catching them both. So Gummy Bear's finally got some pace out of the car, and he's 2.5 seconds behind now. So he just needs to do a few laps without making mistakes. There's Gummy Bear, just needs to do a few laps without mistakes, and he should be able to catch up to the back of him, maybe even get involved in the battle. There's Growly then, coming down towards the left-hander, leads up the hill, turn 4, up the hill, a bit wide there for Growly. Will's going to get a good run here. Will he go into the next corner, or he's going to go the inside into the little kink? Brave stuff, but Will, he gets the position, but he goes off the track doing it. He's going to lose speed there, but he did go off the track. But don't worry, we're not like F1. We're not going to go, oh, you shall let him back past, or else. But no, he went past him. Growly has lost a bit of time. Will did go off the track and he did lose pace there, but Growly wasn't close enough to capitalise back, so that was fair in my book. As Gummy Bear gets out to the back of Growly now, so Gummy Bear onto the back of Growly now, so Gummy Bear back in this fight in the yellow car, the Team Penske car. His teammate Stevie leading the race, so one at each end of the grid at the minute, and hopefully they'll be able to get the second car, which is Gummy Bear's, up towards the middle of the pack. But he's behind Growly, just about locks up a wheel there, and we've got to watch out for the pit stops as well, as Bidzster now is 7/10 behind Stevie. There's Stevie, and there's Bidzster right behind him, so Bidzster closes up on Stevie then. Definitely almost close enough to pass here. Down to the bottom, into the last corner. Last lap times were very even, so let's see what this lap time is going to be this time. Across the line we go. Stevie does a 1:11.1, Bidzster 1:10.4. So Stevie lost a bit of time on that lap, a little bit compared to Bidzster, so 8/10 gap roughly. On the first corner, Neil Farmack still 6 seconds back from his teammate, 6-7 seconds back. He's done a 1:11.3 last time, so Neil not quite having the pace of his teammate. Who's starting to catch Stevie now. Down to the turn 4, round turn 4 we go. As though Stevie goes a bit wide there, Bidzster will catch up. Bidzster right behind him now. Onto the gravel goes Bidzster a little bit there. That's how hard he's pushing. He's lost a bit of time up the hill. Stevie will get a good tenth or two back and he'll be able to breathe a little bit more, but not good if Bidzster keeps doing that all the time, but hopefully that's just a one-off. Stevie doing a very good job here to stay out in front. There he is in the silver Team Penske car. Last race of the season. He wants to try and get second in the championship. And whoever finishes in front of the other is going to get that position. So Stevie, if he finishes in front of Neil, he will get the second place in the championship. If Neil finishes in front, he will get the position because they are equal on points. So very close into this last race then. Will back here with Growley. Growley's gone backwards, so Growley goes back and Gummy Bear takes 7th place. We missed that, so Gummy Bear almost throwing it away on the gravel there. Very close to disaster there for Gummy Bear, but luckily keeps the car going. Oh no! He's off! I was just literally looking at the data and then he goes off, so Gummy Bear throws it away and he's got to do it again. Tyres are obviously letting him down, so he's straight into the pits. Stuff this, I'm getting a fresh set of tyres, get the primary tyres on and see what I can do from there. So this could be a radical change for Gummy Bear here. So we'll see how that pans out during the races. Bidzster then is 2 seconds behind Stevie now, so Bidzster's made some kind of mistake as well. He's gone off the back of Stevie. It's 1:12 last time round for Bidzster, and this lap doesn't look like it's going to be any better. So Bidzster then losing time to the leader. Over the curb, pushing hard to try and get the time back. And the last corner. Meanwhile, Keith in 5th place. I think he's just had an off there. He's losing time to Will. So yeah, definitely had an off there on the gravel. So Keith, a little mistake there for him, but he gets going again. So Gummy Bear is out the pits now. Just as the leaders come past, he lets the leaders go through. And this will be a good gauge for the leaders because they'll be able to see what kind of pace Gummy Bear's going to have on these primary tyres. See if he can keep with them. So also a good sign for Gummy as well that the pace is working. So we'll keep an eye on that as the race develops. As Keith then in 4th place, 1.3 seconds ahead of Will. So obviously that mistake on the last lap, 1:15.3 for Keith. So yeah, definitely a mistake for Keith last time round. And goes a bit wide there as well. So looks like the alternate tyres are starting to give up on people here. So this could be the time where the strategies start to change. So we'll have to see how things go. So Keith goes wide there. Will closes. Stevie's in the. Stevie's gone off. Stevie's gone off from the lead of the race. Stevie goes off. He's back down into 2nd place, and he's on the gravel. And you think he's going to go into the pits? No, he's not. He's going to go round. So Stevie makes a mistake. So we'll get a replay on that. Okay, guys. Here's a replay of what happened to Stevie then on lap 11, going down the hill. We just catch the gravel on the way out, we just go too wide and we try and run too wide of a line to then cut back in, and it just sucks him into the gravel and then he rejoins. So as we come back from that then, Bidzster takes the lead of the race after Stevie's demise. So Bidzster in the lead of the race. Gummy Bear is not second because he's been lapped, so Stevie's second but he's gone back down. Neil Farmack there in 5th, he's closed up slightly to these boys now. So Bidzster there in the lead, going for it, good pace there. As Will is actually in front of Keith now. Will's in front of Keith. Where's Keith? Keith's coming into the pits, that's why. So Keith pits and Will takes 4th place for now as Keith tries to avoid the wall and goes into the pits there, very slowly into the pits, not quite on the limiter yet, but probably just making sure he doesn't actually get a penalty or anything. So Growley into 5th temporarily. Blakeney's in 7th. Gummy Bear, obviously he's coming up towards the corkscrew now, so we'll see how close he's going to be to the likes of Keith and that, but we'll not get a proper gauge until Growley and Will pit. Meanwhile, Bidzster coming through there towards the last corner. He goes towards the last corner, he's not pitting yet. Not yet. Stevie's in though. Stevie's had enough for these tyres. He's straight into the pits. Really fast entrance into the pits for Stevie. And Neil Farmack's in as well. So Bidzster's teammate Neil Farmack's in. So Bidzster will be probably on a fast lap here to try and get a good in lap to pit. As Keith comes out the pits there. He's going to get passed by Gummy. That's how good the tyres are. And also remember, Keith did make that mistake earlier. So Keith then comes out behind Gummy Bear. So Gummy Bear in 7th then. As Bidzster then will be putting the lap of his life in. The lap of his life for Bidzster to try and get ahead of the pit stops. So Stevie in 2nd place coming out the pits. Neil Farmack following him. So they're coming out the pits there. Will's coming down the start-finish straight. This could actually be very close. But Will's not pitted yet. Will goes through. And where's Stevie? There's Stevie coming out the pit lane entrance exit there. Will comes out the exit there. Yep, Stevie's out the exit and he's in 2nd place. Neil comes out in 4th, Will's 3rd, so he's got a car between him and Stevie, so still not good for him, but still Will's close to Stevie than he is to Neil. So Bidzster then in the pits. Bidzster a flying lap into the pits and let's see if he's made enough gap. His pit box is the first one turning up on the jacks already. Off we go. So Stevie there, where's Stevie? He's 2nd place. There he is, coming up towards the corkscrew. Remember, Bidzster's got to go down all the pit lane yet. So Bidzster's just done his tyre change now, but he's got to go down all the pits. There's a flash of flame from the back of that car. Down the pit straight. Or down the pit lane, should I say. Stevie coming towards the last corner. Bidzster coming down towards the end of the pit lane. So I think Bidzster's got this. As Stevie comes down towards the last corner then. Bidzster's off the limiter, he's away. So Bidzster's away now. Had a good in lap which helped him as well, so tried to maintain some of the gap. And Bidzster comes out in the lead of the race. Stevie is in 2nd, 4 seconds behind him now. So Bidzster's jumped him in the stops. Obviously, but he was ahead before the stop. So Stevie's he's not closed up by dramatic amounts. So I will get my words right at some point. Don't worry. I'm just as afraid as you are. As Neil comes round turn 3 towards turn 4. The bridge, little squirm on the way in. That's how hard he's trying to get these primary tyres up to temperature. So Bidzster's still vulnerable while his tyres aren't up to temperature yet, because Stevie and Neil have had an extra lap on those tyres. But Bidzster should be okay for a few laps yet. So Bidzster then trying to get on with the proceedings as Stevie closes in. Farmer in 4th place there. Let's check on everyone else. Gummy Bear in 6th place. Growley's pitted. Growley's just coming out the pits now in 8th place, so Gummy Bear's got ahead of Growley. So Growley then ahead. So it is Blakeney, who I don't think Blakeney's pitted yet. So Blakeney's not pitted yet, I don't think. As Will hasn't either. Will's still going round here, so Will's still going round in 3rd place for now. So he's going longer between stops as Neil closes right up to the back of him. That's the fresh tyres for it. So Neil will not want to waste too much time behind Will here, if you can avoid it. I know that this is a battle for position, but if you take the pit stops into equation, then it's not really, because Will's got to do his pit stop yet. Oh, it goes wide, it goes very wide, and Neil gets a run on the outside. Oh, contact! Side-by-side contact. Don't know whether there's any need for that, but Neil gives him a little bit of a rub on the way past, and Will gets back up the inside. He's fighting him for it then. So Neil gets the position though, but I don't know quite what that contact was about, but someone was angry about something. But up towards the top of the hill then, and Neil takes 3rd place from Will in a bit of a forceful fashion, but takes it anyway. Stevie then closing onto the back of Bidzster. So Bidzster closing, 121 from Bidzster last time, so was that the outlap? Let's see what his lap time is this time. This will give us the answer, 1:12.6, so a little mistake for Bidzster on that lap then. And now Stevie is behind him. So Stevie's behind Bidzster now. Bidzster's going to have to battle Stevie here, which might mean, if Stevie can keep on the back of Bidzster, might mean that Neil can catch up to Stevie. But we'll have to see how hard Stevie and Bidzster are going to battle it out. Can Bidzster keep the gap stretched, or will he help his teammate out? Stevie's gone off somewhere. Stevie's made a mistake somewhere. So Stevie makes a mistake and goes back down the order then. So not back down the order, but back down the gap. So 3 seconds to Bidzster now. Bidzster nicely through there. Stevie the same, and Neil following. Neil's closer now, he can see Stevie. Let's have a look from the onboard. There's Stevie ahead of us, just down the dip. So we can see Stevie now. So let's just see if Neil can close this gap down. This is the battle for second place in the championship, don't forget. Bidzster's already won it. It is Stevie and Neil equal on points for second place. Whoever finishes in front of the other will get second in the championship. Down towards the first corner then. Of the little kink down towards turn 1. Closing on Stevie. The gap really closing on the brakes there, Neil Farmack. Good on the brakes there. As Bidzster then last time round 1:13.8, so still not pushing overly hard. So probably trying to get Stevie to catch up to him, so he can try and help Neil out a bit. But still, he's not hanging about. Bidzster still with good pace here. So Stevie pushing hard, just trying to keep the gap to Neil and trying to catch up to Bidzster and get another place if he can. But Neil, Neil wide there, very wide there for Neil. Meanwhile, Will's pitted and he's back out in 5th place. So Will back out in 5th place. So he's ahead of Gummy Bear and Keith. So Will's done very well there. Kept up with the leaders for a bit. Followed them a little bit to get their lines and got out ahead of a few people. So I think Blakeney is the only person yet to pit in this race. There's Gummy Bear there with Keith 2 seconds behind, so a little bit more stretched out at the back, but the main battle is at the front of this race. Bidzster in the lead, Stevie second. Stevie's catching Bidzster. 1:12.2 last time for Bidzster, so he's definitely not pushing too hard, so he obviously wants Stevie to try and catch him up a bit. Probably trying to help his teammate out here, so this could be a little bit of a team game that Bidzster's playing here, because he's still going at a decent pace, but he's just letting Stevie come to him. So, but Stevie's only got one thing to do, and that's to keep ahead of Neil. Neil's got to get ahead of got to get ahead of Stevie. So, will Bidzster try and help his teammate out? So he's champion, so he should be helping his teammate out. So we'll have to see how things go here. Through the little kink, up the hill towards the corkscrew. Is that Neil losing it? Yes, it was. Neil's lost it into the wall. He'll be kicking himself. Oh, Neil loses control. Into the wall he goes. And now he's got to do all that work again. So if he's going to get this second place in the championship, he's going to have his teammate do a very good job of keeping Stevie back. But we'll have to see what happens here. Down towards the last corner. Stevie's right on the back of Bidzster now. So Stevie right on the back of him. Bidzster goes across the line. Stevie across the line as well. The battle for the lead of this race is on. Last race of the season. Next season will be the British Touring Car Support Race Series. So we are doing support race series of the British Touring Cars. So it will be the Ginetta Juniors, Formula Fords. It will be Renault Clio Cup, and it will be Ginetta GT4 Super Cup, all in each round. So all four different cars at each round, so that'll be very fun. Nice variant of cars, short races, so should be some really dramatic action. But it's been good to do a longer series, to do longer races, bring a bit of strategy into it, and still some good racing, because Stevie's right behind Bidzster now. Bidzster's going to defend for all he is worth now. Stevie's going to have to want to get past him if he can, because he knows Bidzster's game. He knows Bidzster's going to try and defend that position for his life and just try and make the two cars naturally go a bit slower to help his teammate out. So defends hard into the last corner. Stevie tries to go around the outside of him. Bidzster gives him space. Stevie goes onto the gravel, and Bidzster did give him an acre of room there. He gave him at least a good car width. So Stevie just running a bit too fast there. All this is helping Neil Farmack out. 5 seconds is the gap. Into the first corner. Stevie goes a bit wide. We're catching up to other cars in the background. Is Blakeney pitted yet? No, Blakeney's still going round, so he's not. I don't think he's pitted yet. So Blake's still going on that original set of tyres. Growley is in 8th place. He's actually catching Keith up, so 2 seconds to Keith. So watch this space. But behind Growley, we've got Bidzster and Stevie. So the back markers could play part in this race. We'll have to see, as Bidzster just letting Stevie catch up a little bit. Neil Farmack now within 4 seconds, so Neil's actually found some pace as well, which is helping his cause. He's catching up to the leaders. There's Bidzster then. Goes towards the last corner. Stevie not close enough to have a go yet, so nice and neat into the last corner for these two. Down to the straight. Bidzster gets on the power very early. Not far off the back markers here. Let's have a quick look. There's Growley coming into the first corner, and there's Bidzster going into the first corner as well. So Bidzster and Stevie approaching the traffic. Ah, Stevie's half spun it. Stevie's half spun, just got on the power a bit too much, and he's gone round. So that's going to help Neil out a bit more again. So that's going to help him out. Let's have a look at Blake back here in fourth. There he is. He's still not pitted yet. Wow. He has pitted and I'm not seeing it, but he's doing well in this race. But I'm not sure. Well, I'm not 100% sure if he's pitted or not, but I don't think he has. But doing well. There's Growley in 7th place. He's ahead of Keith now. So Keith goes back to 8th place. Growley up to 7th. As a bit wild there over the corkscrew for Growley. It takes a bit of a flying lesson, but all's well. As we watch Stevie then, and Neil's right behind Stevie now. So not much in it for the leaders here. Now, this is where things get tense, because Neil needs to pass Stevie, but Stevie, he wants to get past Bidzster. And with Bidzster ahead, I don't think Stevie's getting the win, but Stevie will try for all he's worth. And Neil has got to try and get past Stevie. So this is going to be quite a strange turn of events, but should be entertaining nonetheless as they close up to the back markers. Keith and Growley just ahead of them. Stevie 2nd place, just trying to close on Bidzster. He's closing on Bidzster a bit more than Neil's catching up to him. So, oh, Neil goes off onto the gravel again. Come on, Neil, get it together. We want 3 cars in this battle, not just 2. More excitement. Oh, Bidzster's off! Bidzster's off! Bidzster's gone off. Was the contact between him and Stevie? Oh, replay. Okay, here's replay. What happened to Bidzster then on lap 22. Into turn 4. Into the corner, just goes too fast. And the rear end just comes round and then he just actually hit Stevie. But Stevie's very lucky to keep going. And Bidzster recovers there in 3rd place. So as we come back from that then, Bidzster just goes in too hot into the corner and takes himself off. Stevie's dreams have come true. He's in the lead of the race now. Neil Farmack, he's up into 2nd, but he needs to try and catch Stevie on his own now. Bidzster's out of the question. So Bidzster will be pushing as hard as he can now to try and catch up to the others. So watch the lap times in the next few laps, because this will tell us if Bidzster's really got the true pace here. Growley Bear in 7th, he's ahead of Keith, so by 1.7 seconds. Keith trying to close up. Remember, he's got Stevie approaching the back of them as well. As Blakeney closes up on the leaders as well, so something tells me that Blakeney's already pitted in this race and I didn't see it, so we'll see what happens. He's only 8 seconds, he's only 1.9 behind Bidzster, so we'll see what happens here. But Bidzster then got to try and see if he can push here. See how hard he's pushing into that. Oh yeah, really pushing, throwing the car into the apex then. Let's see what Bidzster can do here to try and catch up to the leaders. So Neil 1.7 behind Stevie here. That's closing in a bit, so Stevie might have put the wheel onto the gravel there, so it's gone from 1.7 to 1.3, so little mistake for Stevie there possibly, but we'll see. Down the hill we go. The lap times will tell the story in this race. Lap 23 of 32. They're catching up to the back markers now. Stevie's got back markers to deal with. Keith gentlemanly gets out the way. Nice one from Keith. Gentlemanly gets out the way. Now, is he? Is he? Because he's keeping his foot in. Yeah, just about gets out the way, and Neil gets through as well. So good job by Keith there. Good awareness. Neil 1:10 the last time round. Bidzster 1:09.6. Bidzster is angry with himself and he's pushing like hell. So Bidzster then pulls a 1:09.6 out the bag. So that's the true pace of Bidzster. So he was slightly sandbagging earlier just to try and keep Stevie and Neil in sight, just to try and help his teammate out. But that's all fair. You can do that. It's not like he was slowing down in. majorly on purpose. He was just wanting to run at a certain pace, which is what race drivers do. Sometimes you have to run at a certain pace. So Stevie then, but he's still in the lead of this race though. Neil only was second behind him, and Biz now. What's going to happen here? Because at the rate that Bidzster's catching up, he's going to end up passing his teammate. So we'll see what happens here as Bidzster then comes up behind Keith. Time to lap him. Oh, beep beep. Hello, Keith. Keith moves out the way. Bidzster goes through. Gentlemanly move there by Keith, and he resumes in 8th place. Growley's next. He's coming down the start-finish straight, and he's got Stevie and Neil catching him up. 0.8 of a second between Neil and Stevie. So still a very close gap. Last lap round, 1:12.1 for Bidzster because he had to lap Keith, but still the same pace as the guys in front, so he's not lost time. Very equal the last time round. 1:12.1 for Stevie, 1:12 dead for Neil, 1:12.1 for Bidzster. So very close laps, and Blakeney on a 1:12.0 as well. So Blake must have pitted earlier on in the race. So we'll just say that he has. And it goes wide there though. Oh, really pushing hard. Almost too hard there as Will back in 5th place. He's 4 or 5 seconds ahead of Gummy Bear in 6th. There he is. There's Gummy Bear in 6th place. Growley's back about 5 seconds behind, 5 or 6 seconds behind them in 7th, and he's back to get lapped by the leaders. And Keith has already been lapped by the leaders. He's back in 8th place. He's 7 seconds behind Growley. So let's go back to the leaders then as they come to lap the other cars. Stevie then behind Growley. Growley's probably going to get, hopefully he'll move to one side on the straight. Yes, he does. Very good stuff there from Growley, very fair. And he slows down, he lets Neil go through as well, and he lets Bidzster go through. What a gentleman he is. Good job there by Growley. As Bidzster puts another 1:09.6 in, he's closing on his teammate now. This is going to be the interesting thing. Will Bidzster try and attempt to get past his teammate, or will he let Neil have a go at Stevie himself? So we'll have to see what happens in this race, because we're on lap 26 to 32, so it's not like we've got lots of laps remaining. But oh, Neil makes a mistake there. Neil makes a mistake. This could answer our question. Bidzster gets right behind Neil here. So what's going to happen here then? How hard will Bidzster press his teammate? Oh, Neil goes off. He's gone off onto the gravel, so that's the answer. He goes off onto the gravel, makes a mistake, and Bidzster goes through. So Neil making mistakes there. So Bidzster, let's see if he can catch Stevie up. So there's no point letting his teammate back through yet. He's got all the rest of the race to do that. But let's see what happens here, because I would imagine Bidzster would let Neil through for more points anyway, because he's already won the championship. But let's see if he can catch Stevie up. 1:09.6 versus a 1:11.8. Let's see what the times are this time round. Stevie 1:11.3, Bidzster 1:11.4, because he just had to lift off for his teammate there. Into the first corner, tight line for Bidzster. There's Stevie, he's just going through the corner there. Let's watch Bidzster here, down the corner we go. So Neil Farmer in the 1:15 last time round because he was off the pace. As Will and Growley are closing up to each other, so Growley is catching up to Will. So Growley's hungry for a 5th place here. Oh, sorry, Gummy Bear, sorry, not Growley. Gummy Bear, so many people begin with a G. Gummy Bear is closing up onto the back of Will, so Gummy catching up to the corkscrew. 7/10 is the gap, and it is closing down. I don't think Will's tyres are very good here or something, or they're overheating or something's wrong, but definitely not got the pace he had earlier. Remember, Will is on a controller as well, so he's doing very well for a controller driver. Oh, Gummy Bear closes right up here. Will he ever go into the last corner? No, not into the last corner. We don't have a go yet. Will gets on the power, very good on the power, and down towards the first corner, so he can breathe a little bit. The one person that can't breathe at the minute is Stevie, because he knows that Bidzster's on the back of him. Neil Farmer in 3rd place, just trying to keep it instant free now. 1:09.5 again for Bidzster, so Bidzster pulling out these consistent 1:09.5s. So Bidzster on the pace here, definitely going to try and have a go at Stevie in the next few laps. Meanwhile, Will and Gummy Bear, it's still Will ahead of Gummy for 5th and 6th place. Oh, Will goes on the gravel a bit there, but Gummy sort of makes it worse and goes even further off, so not helping each other out there. But Stevie then in 1st place. He's now almost under attack from Bidzster. Now he is, because he ran a bit wide there. Bidzster will get a good run up the hill here, so this is going to be 4th position. Stevie goes through, so does Bidzster up towards the corkscrew. 28 of 32, 4 laps remaining in this race. down the bottom. Car compresses into the dip. The front right tyre begs for mercy. Down into the right-hander. And then into the left-hander, the final corner on the circuit. Onto the straight. Stevie gets a bit of run onto the straight than Bidzster does. 1:11.1 and 1:10.9. Close lap times. Meanwhile, Gummy and Will ahead are having their own battle for 5th and 6th place. How's that going to affect the leaders? Because they're catching him. Will goes a bit wide there. Gummy Bear tries to make amends, but still goes a bit slow himself. So Stevie's lost it! Stevie's lost it from the lead! Stevie goes back to 3rd place, and that could be the 2nd place in the championship over. Because look, Bidzster's slowing up. Bidzster's slowing up here. Stevie's made that mistake, and Bidzster's slowing up. And yes, he lets Neil go through. And now Bidzster is acting as a wingman for his teammate. Good teamwork here by the two AJ Foyt cars. So Neil in the lead now with his wingman behind him, Bidzster. So they finally got it how they wanted it to work out, but Bidzster will be praying now that his teammate doesn't make a mistake until the end of the race. But also Bidzster's got to keep Stevie back as well. We'll just get a quick replay after all that drama of what happened to Stevie to make him go off. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Stevie then on lap 29, down to the first corner. First corner, Neil watches as he goes wide, gets the power on, and then hits the gravel and then spins the car around in the middle of the track, just avoids Bidzster, and then recovers, but Neil's already gone through to 2nd place. So as we come back from that then, Stevie back into 3rd place after taking himself off out of the race almost. Oh, he goes wide there as well. So he's pushing really hard now. The red mist has got to Stevie now. And he's really trying to push to try and get, because remember he's going to get past Bidzster and then he's going to get past Neil with only a handful of laps left. Not long in this race. Meanwhile, Will and Gummy are having a nice battle for 5th and 6th place. Still Will ahead of Gummy, by the way. And Blakeney's catching up to the leaders as well. Or is he just, yeah, there he is. He's coming round turn 2. Look at Will and Gummy then. Will on the defensive. Gummy Bear having a little look. Into the left-hander up towards the corkscrew, and Gummy Bear just gives Will that little bit of breathing room he needs, just makes that little mistake onto the gravel. But then Will takes a very tight line into the corner, not the ideal line, but with the controller probably the only line you can do down the hill. Into the right-hander, into the left-hander, which ends the lap. As well, Will goes wide and Gummy Bear avoids him and goes through into 5th place, so Gummy Bear gets 5th place from Will. So they've swapped. And look at this, Bidzster's trying with all his might to keep Stevie behind now, trying to give Neil the best gap he can, because he knows that Stevie's on a charge here, and if Stevie gets past Bidzster, he'll probably get past Neil as well, because Stevie's got the pace. But Bidzster is not letting that happen if he can avoid it, so Neil then leads the race. But look who's closed up behind, it's Blakeney. So Blakeney must have pitted earlier on in this race. So Blakeney's closing up as well. So he'll want to try and close Stevie up to Blakeney as well, because that'll make him go further down the field. As Stevie makes another mistake, he's lost more time there. So Stevie goes wide onto the gravel, so again, pushing so hard, he's making more mistakes. It's not helping him. Not in his favour at all, as Gummy Bear then goes back to 2 seconds behind Will after that little excursion he had. Oh no, he's in front. Where's Will? Will's gone backwards. I thought it was the other way around, but no, Will's gone backwards. He's made a mistake somewhere. Oh no, Will goes off and Gummy Bear up to 5th place. So unlucky for Will there, but Gummy up to 5th. 6th for Will. Meanwhile, Bidzster with Stevie right on the back of him again. So Stevie pressing on hard. Bidzster's not really going very fast here because he wants to try and give his teammate the best one he can. Stevie goes to the inside. Bidzster covers the inside. Bidzster says, if you're going past me, sunshine, you're doing it the long way round. As Stevie goes for the cutback, Bidzster slides the car on the apex. Oh, the rear end of the car almost goes round on Bidzster there, but luckily keeps it just in hand. Down to the next corner. Stevie leaving it to the outside to try and get a better run out the corner. But no, Bidzster stays ahead again. Bidzster playing the defensive race here, trying to give his teammate all the breathing room he can give him. Down to turn 4 for the last time, last lap of this race, sliding his way into the corner. into the fast left. Up the hill we go. Oh, Stevie's gone off. That's it. Race over. Stevie's gone off into the gravel. That's it. He can't get back from there, but he's got to watch Blakeney because Blakeney's closing up behind, so can't relax too much. But Neil is going down the hill as the sun starts to set here at Laguna Seca. Neil Farmack is going to take the all-important win to get second place in the championship. As we come to the line, Neil Farmack takes the final victory in the IndyCar Series by LPB Racing. Well done to Neil Farmack, but big help by Bidzster. His teammate did a lot of the work for him there. Bidzster, well done to get second place, and Stevie will be a bit disappointed with third. Blakeney's slowing down, he's made a mistake or something. What's he done? He's gone off at the last corner, but still, he gets fourth place. Growley ends up in seventh. It's going to be Gummy Bear in fifth, Wills in sixth. So that's still not over yet because they're still quite close to each other. So one mistake from Gummy Bear could decide the positions. So Growley's finished. Keith's finished as well in eighth. He'll be coming towards the line now as well. So just Gummy Bear and Will to finish this race then. Up to the corkscrew. Still close together to a point. 1 second apart. One mistake will end the race. Down the hill into the left-hander, into the right-hander towards the end. Just got to keep it clean through here, Gummy Bear, and you'll have fifth place. Will still pushing hard behind him. Nice and steady. Gummy Bear takes fifth place, and Will take sixth. So let's get those results and points confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, after that then, it is Neil Farmack who wins that race from Bidzster, his teammate, in second place. Third place is Stevie. Fourth for Blakeney. Fifth for Gummy Bear. Will is in sixth. Seventh for Growley. And Keith rounds off the 8. And now on to the final standings of the season. It is Bidzster who is the champion on 284. Neil gets second because of that last race where his teammate helped him out in second on 202. Stevie 197 in third. 155 for Blake in fourth. Keith gets into the top 5 ahead of TY on 97 points. 92 for TY. Brad is 7th. 87. 86 for Gummy Bear. 1 point in it there. Will on 82 points in 9th. Johnny McMullen in 10th. Callum in 11th on 64 points after missing most of the season. Growley 12th on 33. And Cyrex, obviously, he was going to start the season but didn't manage to do it. AJ Foyt win the teams on 486. 283 for Team Penske. 252 for Andretti. And 174 for Dale Coyne Racing. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner, Neil Farmack. He wins the race, well done. But a big help by his teammate there in second place, Bidzster in second place. But also Bidzster is the IndyCar Series champion by LPB Racing. So well done to Bidzster and well done to all that took part in this championship. Great championship. I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LPB Racing, guys. Always looking for more followers and people to watch our videos. And don't forget to leave us drop us a comment as well, just to say see how much you enjoyed it. And also next season, guys, will be the LPB Racing BTCC Support Race Series. So with Ginetta Juniors, Formula Fords, Clios, and Ginetta Super Cup all in one for you. So stay tuned for that, guys. Take care.